It's the end of the year, and that means it's time for some top 10. Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair. I'm your host, Mr. Modern Toy Fair, and I'm joined by the founder of the Neck Illuminati, the delayer of shipments, the procrastinator of pruners, the perfect person, my YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toy Fair, Jarmar _games. But that's not all. I'm also joined by the man, known as Bearded Spice.
The man!
The man!
The
Modern
man!
Toy Fair has full custody over. The man! The Optimus Prime popped and he refuses to stop. The Twilight Knight, the master of Mac, the three-pump jump of taking this show off the rails. Nate.
Is that going to be my new heel title? You know, the man.
The man. I like it.
Meanwhile, I'm emasculated by me calling Mrs.
Before we get started, in the subject of, I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
No, go ahead.
No.
I just pointed out that, you had a very testosterone-filled intro, and I'm called Mrs. Modern Toy Fair. So
well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, well, so this ties into that a little bit. Before we get too far into this, I have to talk about this. It's a very serious subject. I haven't really talked to these guys about it yet, but I think it's time that everybody knows that I, too, have decided to step down from the whoosh. So.
Oh.
I don't know why, but I thought this was going to take a real dark turn for a second. I'm just like, this is not the place to announce something that heavy, Doc.
Nope.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're in solidarity with Robo and with Veebs. It's nice.
Yeah.
Fight the power.
Couldn't leave those guys hanging.
Would people negatively leave comments in the comments section if I was to say that I was shocked that the Floosh wasn't a person? Or is it a person? I still don't know.
So the Floosh is the company. You were not alone in thinking that at least Robo and Veebs were the Floosh. Everyone thought it was just the two of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they left, everyone was like, oh, so it's just over then. But it was like, oh, no. The Floosh is a company that existed before them that they just worked for, apparently. And there's a guy named Paul Wolf who actually runs it. But now nobody knows.
His name's not Floosh?
No. He runs the message boards. He does the Floosh toy line. And no one knows what's going to happen to the YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel is essentially Veebs and Robo. But that's not why we're here. We are here to go over our top 10 action figures of 2023. So if you are a fan of the channel, you already know what's going to happen. This is our Festivus special. We're going to go around the table and take turns, starting at number 10 and discussing our top 10 figures of 2023.
All right, so now I do have a surprise for real.
Okay.
I do have a surprise for real. So I went back and
to the future.
Our top 10 predictions video.
Oh, I forgot about that.
11 months ago. Right.
Wow.
Right. So I went back and watched it.
This is before or after you made your list?
Mostly after, but I purposely watched it because I didn't want to forget anything. So I was a little swayed. But you guys know. But I want to know how you guys want to hear your top 10s. Do you want me to just do it at the end, or do you want me to do it as we go around?
Let's do it at the end.
Projected. Okay.
Let's do it at the end. I like that.
Okay. I have no clue. And not even playing a bit. I don't even remember discussing that.
I forgot we did it, but I have a vague idea of what's on mine.
I have no clue what I could have guessed.
Yeah.
All right. I like
There's
that
some
a lot.
things on there that I don't think came out.
Probably not. There's probably half our list probably got delayed till next year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first. Then we'll go Jamar. Then we'll go Nate, and we'll just keep going around and around until we get to the number 1 picks. So my number 10 was a surprise choice, and that is the NECA Last Ronin Sinjabot. And I originally didn't get this figure. I own this figure solely just because our buddy Wes decided he didn't want his, and I was like, you know what? Don't return it. I'll buy it. And I started playing with it and fell in love with it. It's probably one of the most posable NECA figures I've ever owned. And it's just so much fun to play with. I had a blast taking the photos. I did a Let's Pose video with it, all sorts of stuff. So, like, shocking enough, some random robot ninja from a comic line that NECA made is what made my top 10 list this year. And it's my number 10 choice.
That's just absurd.
It really is.
The interesting thing about this is before I submitted my list, I had that, and I brought props to an extent, but on my desk it's the Centropod because I was gonna have it in my top 10, and then something I remembered came out, and I was like, oh, okay, well that'll go down. That drops down one spot, so it did not make my top 10. Spoiler.
Not gonna lie, there's something on your list that I was gonna put on mine, but I'm like, you know what? It has representation through his, so I don't need to use a spot on mine. So
I think I know. Am I up next?
yes, it is you.
Yeah.
Or did you say? Because on my screen, it's me, Michael, Nate. So I just assumed that.
Oh no, so like on the actual podcast screen, like it's me and you on top, and Nate's on the bottom getting Eiffel Towered. So,
That's all right. Am I on the?
I mean now with the way it's set up now because of the graphics, it's me, Jarmar, Nate, and like a third of the Brady Bunch because I have to have the graphic on the other side showing like what we're talking about. So I guess that still puts Jarmar as second, but it's no longer the Eiffel Tower. It's more of like a weird Oreo situation.
It's a human centipede.
Oh.
We were all thinking it. So
Yep.
For my number 10, I technically have representation, but not necessarily representation because it's not this rendition of the figure. But I put the Playmates Mutant Mayhem Turtles. The reason why I gave them my 10 spot is honestly I was overall completely blown away. It was a Playmate figure in 23 that I didn't hate, and
That's impressive.
again, if you are watching this and you are nothing else to do on YouTube, I'm pretty sure the videos are still up there. It's if you search Macmar88, that's MACMAR88 on YouTube. I had an extensive series of where I had videos that I just outright berated Playmates for their reuse, and rightfully so, or not even reuse, but just the way they fumbled that 2012 line towards the end. But yeah, I kind of turned myself around on Playmates. These figures this time, I have the little glow in the dark Donnie on here, but for what they were, they're actually really good, and I was overall pretty shocked.
So you put the whole line at number 10.
I think you just put the turtles is what I have on the screen.
The turtles specifically. So nothing like sticks out to, but I could say the whole line as a whole kind of did a really good job of matching like the
But
movie.
that's like cheating, because then you have like 30 figures in one spot.
Sure, but hear me out. Surprise, surprise, there's going to be a lot of turtle related things on my list. So
No
I didn't
shit.
choose, like I can't choose specifically one turtle over the other in certain lines. Obviously,
can.
Donatello's the best turtle regardless.
Yes.
But yeah, like if I'm going to say the whole line, I mean the whole line, because to me the turtles are like a package. The 4 turtles, you know.
I bet you want that turtle package.
Yeah, and that was also on YouTube somewhere.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 10.
Oh man, I might want to dig that video up. Let's see if I can get you guys canceled. My number 10.
Oh,
So
no.
how I did mine, I think last year or maybe the year before, like I tried to pick like one thing from each line or some bullshit like that. I didn't do that. But I did need to have some representation, some Transformers representation in there. I didn't buy a lot of Transformers this year, at least ones that came out this year, because they didn't release a ton that I needed, but they did release a couple. And I thought one of the ones that was truly unique and a lot of fun Also, Michael, did you appreciate that my list was so?
Oh my god, so unorganized.
Well, not only unorganized, but the listing, the name listing, is so extensive. I
Oh
put
my
every
god,
word in there
yes.
that I could.
Company name. You might as well put like the developer and the artist and like everything. Like it drove me crazy trying to like do graphics.
Oh, good. Anyway, it's the Hasbro Transformers Legacy Evolution Maximal Leo Convoy, and as you can see from the picture, that's right over here.
Other side.
Right over
there
here.
You go.
This is one of the cool, fun Beast Wars second characters. I love all the Japanese exclusive characters, and this is one of the figures that came out this year. I will go ahead and put it out there right now. I did not put Deathsaurus on my list.
How dare you?
Whoa.
Well, I didn't open it, and I didn't think that was fair.
Oh, you don't open a lot of things, though, so by that standard, you should have been really easy for you to pick this year.
Well, that's the thing.
Should have been nothing but G.I. Joes.
Anything I have on this list, I opened because, like, there's a lot of things I probably could have picked, but I didn't because I didn't open them and I didn't play with them. So, like, that's not fair.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Before you go, Michael, I did forget to mention something that's not fair. It should be top 10 purchases of the year, because there's some things that I would like to put on there that were sure a re-release, but also like it's purchased this year.
That's not
all I want to say.
Listen, we are not that channel. People mock that channel who like, oh well, I bought it this year, so it's the first time I owned it, so it's clearly the top 10 figure of this year. No, we don't do that here. We are professionals, god damn it.
We don't do that.
So my opinion,
we don't get mocked by Toy Farce on Instagram.
Yeah.
Then again, that'd probably get us more clicks. So maybe we should get mocked by Toy Farce on Instagram. Anyway, moving on to my number 9 pick. So this one, I had a hard time figuring out where on the list I wanted to put it. It's a very recent purchase, and I was blown away by the likeness. And that is the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home Green Goblin.
Oh, yes.
I also had a hard time because I struggled choosing between that and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, because like that's my Spider-Man, and I was just like, I love this figure so much, but at the end of the day, God, that William Dafoe like head sculpt is incredible, and I couldn't bring myself to not have that on the list. So he's my number 9 pick, and it would have potentially.
I'm surprised that's not higher.
Me too. But then I went and started looking through the channel to figure out what actually came out this year, and I was like, oh shit. So it slowly made its way further and further down the list. It was almost.
There must be nothing but bangers on your list.
I mean,
which it should be since it's your top 10.
Yeah. It almost had to compete with my Doc Ock is on the way. Like that literally just shipped, but it didn't ship in time. So I'm like, well, I haven't seen it in person, so I can't really like be like, this is my top 10. So yeah, so Green Goblin's my number 9.
Green Goblin, love it. I don't own it, that's why it's not on my list. But I've seen it and it's beautiful. And yes, I agree. It should be on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Hasbro, right?
Yes.
Just for clarification.
Oh my god, I hate you so much. Just fucking take your turn.
On my
it's a good head sculpt.
Yeah, very, very good. He openly admitted it that it was probably one of the best this year. So for my number 9, I kind of forgot I had these. And this is one of those things that I was making a list and I was looking through, checking it twice, and I was looking through my room of like, what did I purchase this year? And in my closet, lo and behold, there was a stack of figures on card. And I said, oh shit, this movie came out this year too. So it was the Marvel Legends Spider-Punk.
Okay, I was like very confused at first. That's not what I thought you were going to say. So I was like,
you have my top 10.
Yeah, but I don't have it up in front of me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's number 9. Could it be higher on the list if it, 1, I opened it. Sorry, Nate. But 2, there is some things that are off with it, and I feel like it could have been cool. And also, if it just had an unmasked head, that would have probably set it up even higher. But one, I just really enjoyed the movie. I wanted some representation, and I already have a Miles Morales on my list somewhere else. Spoilers. But yeah, so Spider-Punk is definitely one of my favorite in this line. Probably is my favorite in this line.
Yeah, I am kind of shocked I didn't go back to the well and reuse that body to release it with a Hobie head. Like, you think that would have been a easy.
Well, I'm gonna assume spoilers, not spoilers, that maybe he'll make an appearance
in the sequel that comes out in 3 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, is Hasbro going out of business? Well,
maybe.
We don't know.
I mean, they're closing up shop and
take that back.
Yeah.
Take that back. But it'll probably be the Ollie's exclusive edition or something like that at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my
so my number 9, it's probably going to be higher, at least on Jamar's list, or maybe not at all. I don't know. But I did want to make it a single figure, so I was kind of an ass about it. But I chose the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Movie 3 Donatello SDCC exclusive, because I didn't want to pick all 4, because to me that was a cop-out. So I was going to pick the best turtle, because those figures are great.
Fired.
Those figures are great. I mean, all 4 figures are great, but they are all basically the same. So I just picked the best turtle, clearly.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So that they're great. What can be said? We finally have closed the book on the live action trilogy figures. Where they will go from here, we can only conjecture. But if this is where it ends, it was a nice send off, and they were really well done. At least this property, they got figures made of their part 3.
Huh?
Is it?
They made no Back to the Future 3 figures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the line kind of died, so.
Yeah, well, maybe they shouldn't have put out so many weird exclusives and so many things at once, and just released 3 figures from 1, 3 figures from 2, and 3 figures from 3, and call it fucking done. But whatever.
You're not wrong. It was a very
sounds
weird
like
line.
an episode.
Oh, shit. So that brings it back to me. So my number 8's going to be surprising. Just because it's a company that we talk a lot of shit about on this channel.
Oh, that's my number 8.
McFarlane?
Oh. Okay, mine's not McFarlane.
Okay.
Mine is the Super 7 Ultimate San Diego Comic-Con exclusive comic book Godzilla.
What?
So
what? Even this mold didn't even make it on my list.
Which is surprising to me.
But it wasn't. I love it. It wasn't top 10.
I see you like it more than I do, so that's why I was shocked. So
yeah.
I specifically chose this version because this sculpt is really well done. Mm-hmm. And when they actually put paint on the figure, it looks fantastic. It's just when it's just the dark green plastic, it doesn't appeal to me. But this figure, they just like between the bright green and then the dry brushing and then the blood, like it just looks fantastic, and it's what I wanted from this line.
It is cool.
And had I bought Mecha Godzilla by now, he probably would have took his place. But that's not the point.
Mecha Godzilla should be on my list, but I didn't open it.
I almost got him at a super discount because I have rewards through Sideshow.
Yeah.
And they're doing their thing. So I was like, oh, they're going to send us more things. Fucking sold out.
That sucks.
Yeah. Your turn, Jamar.
No, yeah. All right. Well, as I said earlier, I may have already had some other I have Spider-Man on my list here.
Spider-Man?
Spooderman?
Yeah. But just not the Spider-Man that you guys may have on your list.
Well, I don't have any Spooderman on my list.
I said you didn't.
You had
one
Spooderman.
I had a Spooderman villain.
Yeah. I have no Spidermans, no Spoodermans, no Spidermans, none.
Well, I guess I'm doing all the work and heavy lifting here, because on my list is the Marvel Legends Miles Morales. But this one is from the comic, not from the movie. And I do have it here because it stays on my desk. Only because so I don't get a lot of how do I want to say it? Or I don't. Not that I don't have a lot of time to read comics. I don't dedicate a lot of time to reading comics. So, like this line finished actually this year as well. So I don't know if they timed that up. Not finished, but like
The story came to an end.
author, yeah, it came to an end. There's a new person writing. So like this Miles Morales specifically ended its whatever.
Yeah, now
so,
he's getting
like,
bullied by Peter Parker.
Sure. So like that was part of the reason of like, yeah, I have to have this on the list. I really, really enjoyed the comic. I think this suit is kind of cool only from the sense of like they gave a really, really great story behind it. I know it's not like a long story short, actually. Just a kid he ended up kind of saving and helping, and this kid was a designer, and it just kind of it was just a cool, like, nice little touch. And then they also went back to the well again for like the final episode or final comic or final issue. So yeah, it's just overall it was a well made comic. I really, really enjoy it, and I want to like read it again in the future and stuff. So I have some representation because that's probably literally the only thing I'm ever gonna get from here, and it's awesome. Miles Morales is here to stay in movies, games, and comics. So that's why it's on my list. And it won't stand up now. Okay, there we go.
I was gonna say that's a pretty dynamic pose that you got there. I was like, how was that do?
Yeah, I was looking at you because I was trying to get it to not fall. But yeah, there we go.
All right, so my number 8 is also from a company that we talk a lot of shit about, and I actually have them here, so I'm going to grab them. And this is the McFarlane Toys.
Oh.
DC Multiverse. Something else I don't buy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nightfall Batman. This was just everything I wanted in a Batman figure. I love this figure so much. I look at it. I think just splendid thoughts when I look at it. Like, this is my Batman. I mean, this is the Batman I grew up with in the late 80s and early 90s. So this one's just, it's so awesome. I love it. He's so great. You should love him. Conversely, the era appropriate Tim Drake is like one of the worst figures I've purchased this year. So, you know.
Good old Toddy Boy.
Can't win them all.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that
so beautiful. I love it. I do not regret it in any way, shape, or form. I love it.
I was just surprised that you didn't have that was this year, right? Your Keaton. Did you get your 89?
I did not get the 89 figure technically that came with the Batmobile.
No, not this one. The Mafex one.
No, Mezco.
Or Mezco. Yeah.
I think that was this year, but it's not on the list.
It's not. It shouldn't be on anyone's list. Unless you're doing worst figures of the year list, then maybe.
Worst figures, just maybe like biggest disappointment.
Biggest disappointment of 2023.
For the weight.
It just doesn't live up to the weight and the
3
hype.
years of hype and waiting and just have it show up and be mediocre.
Because this McFarlane Batman brings me so much more joy
for $20
than that one did for $20. Yeah,
that's fair.
So
yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what my list was. It was like what brought me the most joy and excitement. Like,
that's a big reason why like I had to go back and look at what I reviewed, because like then I'm like, okay, what did I have the most fun like taking photos of? Because that was like a big thing. So we're on to what, number 7?
Yeah.
All right. Number 7 is a new line that came out this year. And I wish I could put the entire line, but you know, it's figures, so you have to at least choose one. So I'm going with the Jada Toys Street Fighter Ryu.
And I figured that was going to make it.
See, I it's such a hard time choosing between him, Fei Long, and Chun-Li. I'm like, all three are fantastic. But at the end of the day, like, if I had to choose between the 3 characters, like, I like Ryu the most. And if I kind of wanted to put the Comic-Con version, like the dark gray with like the red skin and the red eyes and shit. But I never saw that one in person, so I don't know if it looked as good as it did in the pictures. Because I just couldn't justify like the $40 or $35 or whatever they were asking.
I'm not sure what's going on over at Jada Toys because they're knocking it out of the park this year,
Oh, okay.
and I'm only confident more that it's going to continue in 2024 because the advance word on Mega Man figures they are splendid. So
I've had to resist because there's a store like that put some on Amazon of the Mega Man for $30, and I'm like,
yeah,
I mean, it's $10 or $5 over retail. It's tempting.
yeah. I at least have to buy Mega Man because
Yeah.
no matter what, like I can go back on some of the other ones, but like Mega Man eventually is going to go up in price just because everyone's collection is incomplete if you don't have Mega Man.
Yeah. See, I just want it for the Marvel vs. Capcom like aspect of it.
However you want. I just love it because I love those games as a kid, and I suck at them now. They're so hard. But I loved them at a time in my age where I could move my fingers as fast as I saw things. But that has long gone.
Yeah, I feel that. But yeah,
I'm just excited to finally get on the train.
So not to derail us too much, but like given the current landscape of Hasbro, you realize that there's a chance that Jada could get the license to do other things like G.I. Joe or Power Rangers, or even they might loosen the reins and Disney might let them do Marvel.
I don't need another company to make. I don't need another company to make the exact same shit. Like
I do because they're so much better, and there's so much more like for your money.
I don't think Jada would be able to make GI Joe figures better than Hasbro.
Oh no, not the GI Joe, but like if they did like if they just got the rights to do Marvel for the Marvel versus Capcom aspect of it, give me like that blue Venom.
That'd be cool.
Got your hopes on a Marvel versus Capcom.
Dude, I love those games.
I know what I mean. Like, if they're gonna be like, yeah, we need to make more toys for that. I guess I see what you're saying. This is your pipe dream.
Yes, my pipe dream.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So that means it's Jamar's turn, right? Because I just went.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just making sure. I was like, shit, whose turn is it? I got derailed us and confused myself.
I'm gonna ask you guys a quick question.
Do I want to build a snowman?
Did the NECA Universal Monsters come out this year?
The turtle ones?
Some did.
Was it just? It was just Donnie this year.
Donnie and maybe Mikey. I thought
Mikey was like one of the first. It was Raph, Mikey,
or maybe it was Donnie and
Leo.
Leo.
Raph and Leonardo.
Yeah.
Initially, and Mikey was the third. I think he was this year.
I think he was this year too.
Okay. That's fine. Because I just couldn't remember if Leo was on there because that would have been my favorite one in that series. So, anyways, I think that's right. I think it was last year. Anyway, okay, who here? So yeah, my number 7, surprisingly, is I feel like higher on this list for what these are. So I have the loyal subject best action figures, IDW turtles. I don't know the full name.
Best action.
But of course, I have best action. Is that what I said?
I think you said option, but I might be wrong.
No, I said action. So yeah, I went with the Donatello because, of course, why not? But I just thought these were. Michael, you've done a whole review. Link below, whatever beside. But
click right here.
Yeah, these are great figures outside of just like the slight aspect of like these feel like a very these are our first time making figures kind of thing. Like I don't know how else to get that point across, but certain things just still feel a little off by these, but it's still high enough on my list that I'm kind of hoping that they go maybe more from here. I guess it's a weird way to explain. Like I want stuff so bad for 2012 that isn't Playmates when they destroyed my hopes of having cool stuff from 2012. So like the IDW turtles are kind of like my closest thing that I have to that. So this is why I'm just I'm gushing over these in a sense, but also I don't love them. So if they can make new versions that are better, that would be great. But maybe I'll put that on another future list.
I'm right there with you. Like I love them, but they're not perfect.
Yeah. Like I just feel like detail wise, they already kind of nailed that. That's one thing I love about NECA is when they go in on a figure, they like make sure everything is like there, So I like that idea. of course, Donnie having the metal shell just was like, that was cool. That was cool. And if I didn't watch his review, I would have had that moment of like, oh, that's cool. So I'll throw it out there. But yeah, that's my number 7. Pretty short, simple.
Like that's the one that almost made my list, and I saw it on yours. I'm like, oh, thank God, I can have something
I figured
else.
that's what it was. I figured
Because I do really like them. They're just, like you said, they're just little things about them that aren't quite where they need to be. But it's a vast improvement from Best Action and Loyal Subjects, like normal stuff.
Oh yeah. But if there's just like some joint things, and mainly that's like kind of my biggest issue, sort of with them, like being a little loose, just weird stuff like that. These could be higher because they are really good.
That and slightly better paint apps with some QC issues, but beyond that, yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, my number 7. I had a lot of Masters of the Universe figures this year, but there was one that just made me so happy, and I love it so much, and that is the Mattel Masters of the Universe Masterverse New Adventures Skeletor Target exclusive. So, there was lots of great figures released this year, tons, and I probably could have put 3 or 4 on my list, but other brands edged them out. Other figures did that, but man, I look at that Skeletor, and that is just, I love that look. I love that style. It makes me so happy, and it's just done so well. It's even better. It's one of the few situations where I have on this show said it wipes the floor with the classics version.
Awesome. I was surprised there wasn't more Motu on your list, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, even though I have a couple of things, like I didn't choose always just one thing from things I collect, but there's not a lot of double up. In fact, there's only one double up now that I look at it. So because I tried to put as many things in there that I could, because I probably could have made this entire top 10 list G.I. Joe Classified.
Oh yeah,
oh, you definitely could have.
Yeah,
just off of the amount.
Yeah, so and I could have made half of it Masterverse and half of it Classified, but so I did distill my He-Man down to that Skeletor because I just love it.
That's
but
fair.
I have new things that I literally just today got the movie Evelyn and the Revolutions Orko Gwildor 2-pack. So like those aren't even supposed to be out until next year.
Oh wow!
So I don't know if they'll qualify for next year. Probably not.
Because it depends on when the official
released. When were they released?
Right.
Speaking of when they're released, I was trying to find out and Google it. Allegedly, Leonardo came out in August of this year.
Of this year?
No.
According to
no, that's Leonardo. Okay, I'm sorry. That's the second wave though.
No,
there's no
Fishman
way.
has just now started shipping.
There's no possible chance.
I don't know. That's what the internet said. I think it's incorrect too. But
time doesn't work right. So
yeah,
that's not possible.
I don't know. I googled it. Amazon says the release date was August of 2023. I don't think it's correct, but I don't know.
It's not.
I'm just saying, quick, just fact checking. Save us in the comments. August 2020 or 22 is what I have street dated for Target.
Okay. Well, maybe Amazon has a typo and it was supposed to be 2022 and they put 2023.
That's fair. I'd shit my pants if it was this year. I'd literally right now.
Just load it up.
Now I kind of wish it was. That'd make for a great. I could clip that for shorts. I
would need new shorts.
My number 6 is a figure I do not yet own, but a figure I plan to own. It'll be my first in that line. We saw it in person though while we were at PowerCon. And that is the 4 Horsemen Figure Obscura retail exclusive Headless Horseman. And I already wanted this figure, but after seeing it at PowerCon in person, I'm like, I fell in love. I'm like, this is gonna be my gateway drug into the 4 Horsemen stuff. I already know it. And
but it hasn't come out yet.
yeah, I could literally go and order it on Nerdzoic right now if I wanted.
I can't debate you.
If I would have had the money, I could have went and ordered it a couple weeks ago and had it here.
Here I am discluding things that I haven't opened, and you have things you haven't even bought yet. Like, all right,
It's not top 10 figures I own. It's top 10. If that was the case, half my list is gone.
Yeah, he sold it already.
Top 10 figures you did own at one time, because otherwise I don't think that you have a right to say that they're the greatest figures.
I mean, I think I do, because if I've seen it in person, though.
That's fair.
It's not, because in that case, I would pick a whole top 10 of like ridiculous import figures that I don't own.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. You could do that.
This is not the best figures in general. Like, it's the best figures.
It's a figure that I'm going to own.
Here's
I
don't
agree, but whatever.
Hear me out. This is why. Remember, you said the things that are on your list make you give you some happiness out of it.
And it brought me a lot of joy looking at it in that case at PowerCon.
Okay, that's making this worse. I'm only defending Michael because of my next thing. And once I say it, you'll totally understand what I mean.
I could pick any figure in the entire universe.
As long as it came out. Literally, Jarmar asked me, what are the rules? And I said, came out in 2023 and not a reissue. So, like...
So I should just made a whole list of hot toys.
Whatever you want, yeah. I mean, we don't hawk toys on this channel, but whatever, to each his own.
Well, I don't, because I can't afford them anymore.
Well, let me get to my number 6.
I never actually could.
So, segueing into things that we may or may not be able to afford, my number 6, I just what I have done is I have compiled enough data.
Have you?
Yes, I have. I have compiled enough data to my opinion. So basically, what it is the Super 7 Turtle Van. I'm sorry, Nate, I don't own it.
He hasn't even seen it in person.
$4.99. But hear me out. This is why. I'm putting this on my list solely for this reason.
Oh my god, I love it.
If I had the money, I would buy it right now. And my opinion is, I've kind of... Kristen doesn't watch this, so I can say this. I have kind of planted the seeds into getting this situation. Okay, that is...
Are you gaslighting your wife into buying you the turtle van?
Sure. But hear me out. I have basically kind of looked at all the different ones, like we've seen, the third-party one, and extensively your review of the NECA one, and like this one here, again, I think it's partly because I'm feeling more of a... If they do right by me, I'm feeling more of an attraction towards the Super 7 line. That could have something to do with, again, what I've said millions of times before on these airwaves. Super 7 does it for me because the Playmate toys are my connection to the Turtles. I love the cartoons, sure, but it wasn't like, again, my main connection to the Turtles. It was the toys that is where my connection came from. I love all the stuff now that's coming, in the future and all that good shit. But so seeing the other one, the NECA one, I kind of was like, oh yeah, this is going to be cheaper. It's cool. Like, I'm going to like it. I saw the video and I just was like, that almost does nothing for me in a sense, other than like, oh yeah, it kind of matches my NECA Turtles. So again, looking, and when I say this, I have it up all the time on my phone now of like, I kind of want this, and then also looking at my turtle van that I have now, comparing it, I'm like, man, I really kind of want to go all the way in Super 7. And this would be like this actually would give me some kind of excitement out of it. And I think that's part of it as well. Like, I've been talking with someone else who collects turtle stuff, a friend of the show, Wes. There's just none of that excitement anymore, but seeing this kind of gives me that excitement of like, man, if only they could just regularly release things, I think I would have that joy back that NECA used to kind of bring me, that they have kind of like just basically gave me that, and then just kept giving it and kept giving it and kept giving it. And I'm like, all right, calm out. I'm good. I'm kind of good. So that's why it's on this list, and that's kind of why it's a little bit higher than the other things that are on here. Because obviously, I don't have it, but my intentions are I would love to. So yeah, that's the only thing that I put on here that is like not in my hand, but it is one of those things of like, damn. If you told me carte blanche, I can just have whatever, that I would definitely order it in a heartbeat. That makes sense.
Oh,
now, mine isn't
big man.
But yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm legally blind. That's an old internet joke if you get it, but go ahead.
I'm gonna go to number 6 on my list of the 10 best action figures released this year, which is why my
I have something else on there.
I mean, it's an action figure vehicle. It's still an action figure.
You didn't say it didn't have to be a figure.
I mean, it technically is a figure though. Like, it'd be in the action figure section if it was in a store, would it not?
It's not a figure. It's a vehicle. It's a playset. It's different. But whatever. My number 6 is the McFarlane Toys Dune Part 2 Fade Ralph the Harkonnen mainline. So I like it. It looks good.
So mad at us.
Dune didn't come out this year.
No,
I'm just
my next one on the list will be like the Robosin self-transforming Grimlock that's like $1,200 or whatever, because why not? The whole thing's a sham.
Did it come out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you then.
Who the fuck cares?
He's so mad. Oh my god. So my number 5 is an import figure from one of my favorite companies. It is a figure I actually own, and that is the Mafex Magneto. What's wrong, Jarmar?
No, go ahead. I was just thinking of something else that I'm like, damn it, is that not?
I thought you were like, damn it, I don't own this either. So like Magneto's one of my favorite X-Men characters, and the fact that they find like we got a really good 90s Jim Lee style X-Men, and the effects that they gave him and the wired cape, like absolutely love it. So I wanted to put him higher on my list, but there's a couple things that I liked a little bit better. So he got to be my middle section, my solid number 5.
Solid number 5.
It's better than a solid number 2.
Have you? I feel like you've been pretty dry from the Mafex stuff, so I haven't seen anything.
That's the first one on the list so far.
Left you dry. No, I just meant just overall.
There was not a lot this year from Mafex, surprisingly.
Yeah.
At least not a lot for me. They released a lot, but there was a lot more movie figures and MCU figures and stuff like that, and Star Wars. So there was a lot of stuff I didn't buy. But not that it would stop me from putting it on the list, but it's just stuff that didn't interest me.
Anyways, let's move on. My number 5, I guess, is technically a figure. Nate, I'll let you be the judge.
Oh, no.
But number 5 on my list is the NECA baby turtles that were included into an accessory pack, so they are still figures. Correct? They're not accessories. They are figures. But I just put them on my list because they're so adorable. I love adorable, and you'll know why later. That something else is on my list, but like the baby turtles, you just can't. I mean, how can you not? Like they're amazing. So I'm just putting all 4 because again, there's 4 turtles. They're all 1 to me, so it's the same. I actually have them, so I didn't want to pull them off the shelf, but yeah, they're so cool, and I would love to see more little things like that from NECA, but you know.
Cool.
These lists are personal, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my number 5 is Taylor Swift: The Eras Tour.
That's not an action figure. That's a musical concert.
Yep, it's a musical concert.
Well, that's great.
And I choose all of them.
Before you,
I'll have a graphic for that.
I'm gonna let you go. Before you finish, I just have to state that Beyonce's movie was the best movie of all time.
Not at the box office.
Oh man,
Definitely not.
I got a free Taylor Swift era tour cup when we went and saw Godzilla.
That's cool.
Oh, that's it.
So that
crossover.
that could be my number 4.
Mhm. My number 5 is the Hasbro Star Wars, the Vintage Collection VC 301 Hera Syndulla mainline release. Actually, that should say 300 mainline release. Vintage Collection came out with a ton of great figures this year. This one, just to me, kind of just extrapolates everything that's going wrong in the Black Series and shows what 3 3/4 inch figures can do. Down to the articulation, the sculpting, everything about it is spot on, where the Black Series figure is a little off. And what they're able to do with the articulation level at that scale now is just absolutely incredible. And that was, to me, I think probably the best Vintage Collection figure that came out this year in a year that had a ton of amazing figure releases. They knocked it out of the park all year long, and that Hera was kind of the pinnacle of that.
Yeah, the
number
number
had nothing to do with certain assets.
I said sculpting.
Oh,
Sculpting.
Okay. You mentioned articulation.
it was very
detail.
accurate to the show.
It is absolutely accurate in all details, all angles, whatever detail that you want to focus on, it's there. It's there, and it's like it stepped off the screen in a way. But yeah, it's great. It's a great figure. It's absolutely a great figure.
Vintage Collection, like seeing the stuff that you like buy on the live stream and stuff, it's incredible. Like,
yep, they're really
blows
doing
me
a good
away.
job.
Like some of the shit they make, it's especially at that scale.
It sort of bums me out just because I do like really have an affinity for Star Wars, and I don't want to buy the Black Series anymore. But I just feel like I'm so far behind like the 8-ball with,
But you're
also,
not
like,
though. Like if you like a show, especially like Ahsoka,
yeah,
like get the Ahsoka ones. Get all the ones that are branded Ahsoka, or get 3 or 4 that are branded Ahsoka. You don't have to get them all.
You don't have to be a crazy person like Nate.
Collection.
Yeah, but it's like certain ones that I'm like, oh man, I like the. But yeah, it's like, okay, maybe it'll get re-released at some point. But yeah,
but like I would say, I mean, with the exception of like 2 specific figures, anything that has come out since the line came back in 2018 is reasonably easy to get, unless it was a special, pack in with a vehicle. Then you're talking, but those are really minor characters.
Mm-hmm.
Major characters are going to be really easy to get. You give me a list, and I'll help you.
Maybe I'll do some looking.
There you go. All right, so we're on what, number 4, right?
Yep. We're down. We're in the
yeah. We've cracked through half the list. So my number 4 is one that I forgot came out this year, but it's from probably one of my favorite things that ever come out of the Dragon Ball universe, and that is the SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Like, I love GT and even the terrible parts of it, but that, like, Super Saiyan 4 was the best thing to come out of GT, and the fact that hasn't been brought back into canon is criminal. But Figure Arts at least was kind enough to give me 2 amazing figures with Goku and Vegeta just looks fantastic.
I can't disagree. I didn't open him, so I didn't put him on my list. It's fine. I didn't put him on my list. But yeah, it's a great figure. It's awesome looking.
Yeah, now knowing
prison box.
Now knowing your rule about opening figures, to be honest, makes sense why you didn't have any figure arts on your list at all.
No, there's no figure arts on there at all, with the exception of one. And yeah.
And that one I'm shocked that you opened, to be honest.
Honestly, the only reason I think I really opened it was to help clear out space, because the box was so big. But let Jarmar go, because it's actually my number 4. So.
Oh, all right. Well,
boiling it. All right, mine is really, really quick, and I just had it here again because I just wanted to show it. Like, I mean, you already had it on your list for closing out the movie. I put all 4 of the Turtles from the third movie on my list as my number 4. Again, it's like what I stated earlier with like detailing NECA. Just like, I don't understand like it's just it's awesome.
Well, you know why you only said 3 turtles, right? Because your raft broke when you took it out of the box.
That is true. Also, that's just also cool that they just sent me a whole new torso. So that was like, that was cool. That was cool. But yeah, the other main reason as well that I wanted to throw these on here is because of these swappable heads that came with them. I have like
for
the wrap
the
right here. Yeah, like that. That's just so. It's just so good. It's absolutely so good to have like some more aggressive. Even though I joke around, all my turtles are angry, so I like when they're smiling and doing other things. But those aggressive faces are just top tier, top tier, top tier. And I wish I could get the joints out of the other heads so I can actually swap them on my figures. But don't hate me because I'm using the original movie figures body to put it on there.
I think you're kind of supposed to on those. Like I don't think
For the
those are
first one?
movie 3 heads. Yeah.
Okay. I thought like they're a little bit darker than
they might be the movie
Okay.
2 head like bodies.
But we got so many heads for those. I almost feel.
Well, I think my always reason by thinking that is because if you look at the bandana ties, they're so much longer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Raphael's face looks like original, but it could be 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do we say? I mean, technically they were slightly different, but yeah, they're basically the same. But yeah,
you can do whatever you want with them. It's your figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my number 4 I alluded to is the Bandai SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z Porunga, which is the giant Namek dragon. It is a sight to behold. Unlike a lot of SH Figure Arts, it's not as articulated or crazy like that, but it's also like
2 feet tall and
yeah, it's huge. It comes with a base and it has
balls light up.
Yeah, it is really cool. And like I said, yeah, I did open it because I had to cut down on some space. The box was taking up too much space, so I was able. Plus, I put it upstairs in my new office. So all my Dragon Ball stuff is up there. Well, most of it is up there currently. It's just not ready for display because once I get this whole situation figured out and done, then I get to work on that room. So
cool. Yeah,
I'm surprised though that you didn't just put Dende on the list instead of.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying, but I guess that's an accessory.
It basically was. Let's be real.
I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I was just shocked because I forgot that came out this year.
Yeah. That was one thing I actually had to go back and look.
So, wait, we're in top 3 territory.
Top 3?
Shit.
Top 3.
So my number 3 pick is honestly it was almost number 1, but it is the NECA TMNT Mirage 4-pack.
Another 4 figures in your spot. Cool.
First off, I've only done that once. He's done that like 3 times. I feel like these figures have gotten the most mileage from me this year. I've taken so many photos and like reposted them so many times that
you really have hoarded them out.
Like I love those figures, and it was really, really hard for me not to put them at number 1.
I'll piggyback off of that because that's also my number 3 as well. But I call them the Lost and Turtles. But yeah. Well, I mean, there's the Mirage 4-pack, and those are re-releases, or those didn't come out this year, so I don't care when you bought them. Anyways, I just have to piggyback off what you said. They are really great. I didn't get a lot of miles out of them because I don't take photos of them, but I do enjoy the Turtles. Initially, I think I was a little sour on them when I first got them because I felt like they just weren't like as articulate as the other Mirage Turtles
because they're chunky.
Yeah, but then I started to appreciate them more for what they were once I kind of like put them on the shelf and stuff. So they ended up being pretty high. Again, 4-pack is 1 to me. If they all come in the same box,
1 UPC.
That's it.
And Roski gets the same fucking body 4 times with just some different paint apps and a different head.
These are very, very, very similar as far as body type. They take the head off, it'd be really hard to tell.
Yeah, aside from the belts.
Yeah.
Coming up next week, we're going to have the video of my top 10 Marvel Legends that use the Bucky Cap body. I can put them all in the same slot. Okay, my number 3. My number 3 is the Hasbro GI. I could have put. I swear to God, I could have put every GI Joe figure on this list, and I probably should have. So I'm going to do that right now. GI Joe Classified it came out this year. It's number 3. But specifically, the Cobra Range Viper. That was one of my favorite figures as a kid. I think they executed it perfectly. Is there a ton of reuse on there? Absolutely. I don't care. It's an awesome figure. It's what I wanted, and not only is it a great figure, but it is a great template to be used over and over and over again. Case in point, as this mold is being used as my rocket trooper for my fire team 788.
I need that effect.
He is using. Oh, isn't this so cool? Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
Oh my God.
And the way he's firing off his giant rocket into the sky.
I need it.
Yeah, this is the 788 fire team. So this is like the add-on to the HISS tank that you could get. I think you can still get it. It comes with.
Is it like a Hasbro Pulse exclusive or something?
It is.
Fuck.
It is. You got the Cobra officer, looking awesome, and you guys would be proud of me, especially old figuratively speaking co-host Corey. I actually like intermixed their accessories.
Wow.
Yeah, that was big for me. That was a.
No wonder you're so grumpy.
Big for me. I'm just going through a lot, okay, guys?
He's like, yeah, I've had a rough day. I did all of this like intermingling of accessories.
Yeah, because they came in the same box, one UPC. But
true.
Here's the trooper.
Fuck, it's sold out.
Oh yeah,
that was also very like inexpensive for a 3-pack.
It's not bad. I mean, it is just reuse, but these guys are awesome.
I just need to find someone who's selling that rocket effect.
Yeah. Yeah, the rocket effect is awesome. Because then you can use this for the HISS tank too if you want. It comes with a smaller one as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this thing is just looks great. But yeah, this is my number 3 in a different version. I love this mold. I love everything about it. I love the mystique of the character. I like that he comes with the little kerchief and the bandolier of bullets, and the fact that he has a skull head with a brain.
Still
so awesome.
Not quite sure how that works, but it's so badass.
Yeah. I believe it is a helmet, but it gives a very
it looks like it's
look. And also, he's very big. He's a big dude. So that's what I like also about G.I. Joe Classified is they use different body styles and sizes. And so dudes can be different sizes. So anyway, that was my number 3.
Awesome. So it puts us at number 2. Sorry, I'm looking on eBay to see if anyone's selling accessories. So number 2 for me is a figure that I surprisingly didn't get a chance to take photos of. Mostly because I did take a photo of it. So I might have to switch out my graphic. Yeah, I did take a photo of it. And that is the SH Figure Arts Indiana Jones.
Wait, you didn't take?
I took a couple.
Oh, because you did the other.
Because I didn't do a review for it. I was gonna do a comparison video and just never did because I didn't have time. And so I took a couple photos of it, and yeah, this figure blows the Hasbro line out of the water. The Hasbro line's still good. Like by no means is it bad. But yeah, for the money difference, this is my definitive Indiana Jones figure. It's so good. I almost want a second one just so I can display him both with and without the jacket, and have both looks because I'm consistently just shit. I want to switch it, but at the same time it's on the shelf. I don't want to have to keep taking him on and off to make a choice of what he's wearing. So yeah,
let's do it based on the temperature outside.
So right, so come spring, he'll take his jacket off for 6 months.
I'm sure he's worn that jacket in the jungle or something. So
and also
that's out of there.
Anyone who mocked that smiling head when they first showed it off, it looks great. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, man.
Me either.
It's your turn, Jarmar.
Oh, I was just waiting for you to say, all right, you're all done. I thought maybe you're just deep in thought. So my number 2, shockingly, is not my number 1. And I understand that this list has been very hurdle focused because that's what I purchased. And if you don't like it,
suck it.
Don't unsubscribe.
Well, you can just pick whatever you want, Jamar.
That is true. That is true.
He's so mad.
Michael doesn't even collect Four Horsemen. You know what I mean? At least mine had something to do with.
You know, at least I'll own mine.
Oh, will you?
I will.
Purchase it first.
Oh, okay.
Get the credit card ready, baby. That's coming home.
Mine is a fourth of the price of yours, bud. You don't want to take that bet.
I'm just waiting for it to go on sale anyways in 6 months. No, I'm joking. It will be gone.
Yeah.
So my number 2 was something that I was absolutely ecstatic for, because I got into this line and I thought, oh my god,
look at her
what if
butt.
they did? Yeah, I said that too. But then after that, I said, what if they made a Ninja Turtle like something for Ninja Turtle license? And sure enough, it happened about 3 years later. So it is the Good Smile Nindoroid Turtles.
I love the cute little happy face.
4 turtles, but I'm going to show they're all the same. They're all the same.
I just want to I want to go back and watch last year's just to see if he had this much of a fit when we had 4-packs last year, because I don't think he did.
I don't think there was any 4-packs last year.
I feel like there probably was.
Nah. Yeah, but I mean, these are obviously not distinctively that different. I know it's like the style guide or the
style
generic, whatever of the turtles. But again, I have a lot of brooding, angry turtles, and this thing here is just absolutely adorable. It's so great. I'm just so happy that I received this. I really wish that they would do more. I kind of would love like an April O'Neil, and I don't even really like April O'Neil like figures in general. But that would be awesome. Give me like a Shredder, and like do Splinter. Just do more, which I imagine they will. But yeah, it makes me so happy every time I walk into my room and I look at my Nindoroid shelf and I see those 4 turtles there, and I see Donnie emulating what I love to do anytime it's pizza night. It's just put 2 pieces of pizza in my mouth at the same time. I just love this figure. And how could you look at this and not be? It
is fucking adorable.
It's so fucking adorable. I love it. But yeah, that is the Nindoroid Turtles, because they're all the same. They're just different colors.
My number 2 is a Nashville hot chicken sandwich, because I love hot Nashville chicken, and so that's my number 2.
No, is that? But see, is it the difference is that could be from KFC, that could be from Popeyes.
No, I can just do whatever the fuck I want. No, my number 2 is the NECA. This one shocked me more than anyone. This is the NECA Dungeons and Dragons War Duke, Ultimate War Duke. This figure is just so awesome. It's based on a vintage figure that was already so cool. I have no real affinity of Dungeons and Dragons other than the cartoon, which I got figures of this year, but this is not really one of them. Although he did make an appearance in the cartoon. He came from the original toy line first. But I love this NECA figure. It's awesome. I love it. I love everything about it. The sculpting, the detail, the articulation. It looks great. I hope they do more things like this in the future. Just doing really cool, amazing looking things.
I agree.
And if I'd have known,
line. Right.
No, and if I would have known, I actually would have picked Cosmic Legions, because those things look really rad. But I don't own any of them, but it's okay.
So mad.
I hate you, Michael.
Me? You're worse than me. I had 1 4-pack and 1 thing I don't own yet on it. You had a very expensive thing you've never even seen in person and like 7 4-packs. So don't put this on me.
And it wasn't even an action figure.
So mad.
Nate, I'm just saying, I submitted it to Michael. He gave me the pass. No, he is the gatekeeper of what goes on the list. Because I would have loved to put Scratch on my list from Super 7, but no, it had to be released this year. But that's one of the favorite things that I purchased this year. I love that figure. But,
Did it get released this year?
No.
No, it was just...
They got clearanced out for like $20 this year.
Yeah. It was a part of like this third or... I can't keep track of the waves anymore. But yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I didn't come out this year. But yeah.
So...
But no.
My number 1 figure for 2023 is a figure I own.
Okay.
Is a figure that I have taken not as many photos as I did with the NECA Turtles, but decent amount. And that is the Mafex Return of Superman, Cyborg Superman.
Oh, interesting.
Like, just the detail work and just the shine of the metal, like, paint that they did. He just looks so good. And they finally got the Superman cape right, because the Hush Superman cape didn't, like, sit right, and it just kind of flopped around, where this one has, like, things under it to keep it, like, poofy and, like, flowy, and it's wired, and it's amazing. And yeah, it's I just keep going back and just playing with it, because also he has a fucking cannon for an arm that you can switch out. Like, it's a fantastic figure.
I didn't know he played football. Yeah, I don't expect you to get that reference either.
I get it.
Because you said he had a cannon for an arm. That's what. Anyways, jeez.
Yeah, what's your number 2? Another vehicle you don't own?
Number 1. I thought we were
Or number one, yeah.
I know you're not paying attention to your own show, but it's okay.
I'm tired. It's past my bedtime.
So my number 1 is something I greatly appreciate, because I don't get a lot of them, right? I'm still very new to this line. And by very new, I mean I have like 2 technical purchases, 3, but not really. No, not at all. Yeah. So anyways.
You don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know, because, anyways. It's SH Figure Arts. Boy from the Future. Trunks. Not the whole line. Just Trunks himself. And I have it here in my hand. And the reason why this was number 1 for me, I don't know. I really don't know what my expectations were when I was getting this, but we did the whole rewatch. Was that last year or 2 years ago now? I can't remember when I was watching like all the Dragon Ball Z again.
It was last year.
Was it last year? Okay. And I just remember popping off again, just as it was. Like, Trunks is just such a fucking cool character. Flat out. Like, you have... I don't have to go into why Trunks is amazing. You guys understand this, right? But he has a fucking sword when everyone else is like badass fisticuffs, and he's just like, I have a fucking sword. Anyways, so yeah, this is one of like the figures that I was like, man, I absolutely have to have a Trunks figure. And if you notice, not Super Saiyan, I don't love displaying them Super Saiyan. I understand that, and
which is interesting to me.
Like, yeah, it probably sounds really weird, but I just like the regular character themselves, I guess.
If I had all of them.
Yeah, if I had them all, then I would do like have Super Saiyan, like if I had 2 or whatever. But anyways, so this is my first purchase of an SH Figure Arts like big boy purchase, because this wasn't one that was just at Target. And I know there's probably a lot of controversy between this or about this figure because of the QC issues and stuff like that. Mine turned out to be great. I'm just over here loving posing this thing, at least, I don't know, for like 20 minutes or so. That's a long time for me, playing with this toy like an actual toy. It was really cool. But now that I have a pose I like, I don't think I'm ever going to touch it again. But yeah.
That's a pretty dope pose.
Yeah. He looks great. He is in a box for me. That's my rule. That's fine. But yeah, he looks awesome. I have him.
It took the cake. For me. But it also might have something to do with, like, I get turtles all the time. So, like, new
having
turtles are
not
great.
Turtles is, yeah.
Yeah, something that I kind of was like, wow, this is fucking cool. And it's also badass. So, I love it. I love it a lot.
So, that and me. Oh, wait, I didn't get... Oh, yeah. So I do have one. Okay. That's going to go into...
Someone's going to organize your list.
What I wanted to talk about. But my number 1, it's going to seem kind of anticlimactic because it's just a very basic figure from its exclusive even. But...
Exclusive, you almost didn't get it.
Well, there's that too. It is the G.I. Joe Classified Walmart exclusive Night Force Big Ben. Not only was this number 1 like on my top 10 of unmade classified figures that I did like 2 years ago. I love this character. I love everything about him. I don't know. He's a minor character. He's like barely shows up in comics. He's not in any media. He's a UK soldier. He's got the cool hat. You can see in the picture. over here. But he's awesome, and I love him, and I don't care. I understand that Snow Job came with like 700 accessories, and the Televiper came with a Trouble Bubble, and I get all of that, and they are all great figures. But I fucking love Big Ben. So it's my number one figure of the year. I love it. And
Good.
Also, it was my number one figure in my list that I made a prediction
That's
of
impressive.
a year ago.
That's
I
pretty wild.
I was a little...
I mean, yeah, you watched it and cheated, but
bit.
still.
Yeah. But
that's
very high up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because
So
we
really
chose
quick-
things that we don't own, and we had 4-packs and vehicles. So I guess it's okay if you cheated and matched your list of predictions to make yourself look cool.
So anyway, I do want to very quickly run through our top 10's predictions. Okay. So Michael, we'll go with yours first. Your number 10 was the SH Figure Arts Miles Morales.
Didn't even buy it.
Yep. The SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
That made the list.
Okay.
Higher than
Number 8, Mezco Turtles.
very vague, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, the turtle set. The Mezco
The
turtle set.
4-pack, the
Yeah.
the Mirage ones.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
It has not come out.
Wait,
Uh,
4-pack.
yeah. We're not talking
The
about
Mezco.
Mezco. I'm thinking that guy.
Mezco.
Yeah, the
Mezco
stuff that never came out. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank
Number
God.
7 was the Indiana Jones Adventure Series.
just the entire line.
Well, just like the
yeah.
main one, the first one
Yeah.
that they had shown at the time. Number 6, Mafek's comic book Thor.
Oh, I do own him, but he's not my favorite.
Oh.
5 was the Mirage Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Last Ronin Leo.
That didn't fucking ship. Yeah,
Yeah. Mafek's Nightwing was number 3.
good figure, just didn't make the list.
Mafek's Steel was number 2.
Another great figure, just didn't make the list.
And then number 1 was Mafek's Storm.
Oh, wow! All these great Mafex figures that just didn't make the
Yeah,
list.
you had a Mafex boner for sure.
So, Jarmar, your number 10 was the SH Figure Arts Trunks.
Wow.
Yeah.
It climbed up. That's kind of depressing. Of like, the rest of my year was less kind of mediocre.
Number 9 was Nendroid Aang.
Well, I couldn't use it because
the
it's
re-release.
a re-release.
Yeah,
It's a re-release because Korra would have been on the list as well.
Your number 8 was the SH Figure Arts Miles Morales.
which you also didn't
Number
get.
7.
Yeah.
Number 7 was the NECA cartoon turtle Space Adventure Donatello,
Which didn't ship.
which
Didn't
did not
make
come
it.
out. Yeah.
Didn't make it.
Number 6 was Mirage Turtles. Number 5, Super 7 Punk Donnie.
Didn't come out.
Didn't make it. I
Number
need to
4,
pour one out.
Number 4, Universal Monsters Invisible Donnie.
Yeah. That one ended up being my least favorite in the line.
Yeah, it's a pretty mediocre figure.
Number 3 was there was some kerfluffle over whether it was summer or autumn, but the Donatello, the knockoff
Also didn't come out. Yeah.
Donatello. Number 2, Nendroid Korra.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 was the Super 7 Dunking Donnie.
That one did
That
come out,
makes
didn't
sense. No.
it? No, it didn't.
No,
I like that. Not, like
Nothing
half
from
of
Super 7.
half of Jamar's list just didn't come out.
didn't come out.
Which explains my year now. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So my number 10 was a joke. It was the TMNT Busty Brenda.
Oh, what's her name? That, I still debate
Red,
every time I see it.
I almost
Red.
I tried to convince your wife to get you that for your birthday, but she decided to ask you instead.
Yeah. Number
PlayStation
9
Portal.
was the McFarlane Kingdom Come Batman, which I never did pick up. I saw it a couple times, and I just never picked it up. Masters of the Universe Deluxe Man at Arms, Target exclusive, which I did like a lot. It just didn't make my list. Number 7 was the MCU MODOK, which never got announced. It never did. I even said then it wasn't announced. Number 6 was this Figure Arts Purunga, which I did put on my list.
Yeah.
Number 5 was the NECA Nosferatu, which did not come out. Number 4 was the Adventure Series Indiana Jones, which I did not put on my list. Number 3 was the Death Saurus, which I said I didn't open it, so I didn't put it on my list. Number 2 was the Book of Boba Fett, Palace, Boba Fett, whatever. I left it off the list because it wasn't an action figure. That's my choice.
I just want to say,
early
in the year, how old and bitter have you become that early in the year you're like, play sets count, and now you're like, 4-packs aren't one figure.
Yep. So it just goes to show you, I've learned a lot over the year, and I'm right.
Got bitter.
My number one was Big Ben, which is why I put him at number 1 specifically. But he did bring me the most joy. But it's sort of interesting. Like we each had one on there that did make it on the list. That's a hard thing to do, is to predict
what you're gonna like
the beginning of the year.
And what's actually gonna come out at this point.
Right, and that was the case because half of Jamar's list didn't come out. Half of your list you just didn't like as much. So, and half of my list, I mean, some of those I don't even know. Well, one didn't even come out, and then the rest.
Well, like the Figure Arts Indie wasn't even announced at that point.
Right.
So the fact that got announced and came out in the same year is impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about that. Meanwhile, come on, Super 7, just make me... Just let me.
Figure Arts could release something within 6 months of announcing it, and Super 7 needs 6 years.
Just let me. I want to be happy.
Yeah, those have been late a long time. Which I did see that. I saw an ad the other day for Super 7 saying that the Destroyer was now shipping. And I was like, shit, like I just got those other Godzilla figures. I mean, I think they came in like 2 months ago, but I mean, still. It's a bunch of backlog at the end of the year. Like, this is the last of my... Because, like, I did have a bunch of... Because I had those 2 Walmart figures come in, and a couple things from Big Bad Toy Store came in that shipped, and then something else I got coming, which will be the last, I think, of the pre-orders.
That's fair.
That's fun.
Yeah, so...
Thanks for compiling that for us.
Yeah, thank you. That was a nice little surprise. Does this mean we need to do another prediction video at the beginning of 2024?
I mean, we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig that. It's going to be hard fucking figuring out what's supposed to come out at this point. But yeah, I'm down.
I just copy and paste my list.
Yeah, half of yours didn't come out anyway.
Right.
Oh, man.
That sucks.
So before I close out, we asked our Patreon members to let us know their figure of the year. I did that in anticipation of having a number of people put their figures in, and I didn't think we'd have time to do an entire top 10 for them, but we only had one person who managed to get stuff in time. So Nate, would you like to read the one Patreon member?
Yeah. Sook Matain's favorite figure of the year was the Blob.
The
that
Marvel,
was as dramatic as I could make it.
The Marvel Legends,
Blob.
The Blob.
Specifically.
Yeah.
And all his delicious rolls.
Not technically it's a re-release, but it was a new figure.
Yeah. It was an update.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it was very good. It was a very good figure. You'll notice I had no Marvel Legends on the list. I did not get Green Goblin. Mm-hmm. So that probably would have otherwise, other than maybe the Final Swing Spider-Man, but none of the other movie figures I thought were too fantastic this year. So I didn't have any.
It's fair
on my list. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there probably would have been more Dragon Ball had I actually opened them, but because I got most of the superhero figures, like I got everybody but the Broly, the new Broly they released for that.
And you bought the expensive ass pan.
Yeah,
I
ended up getting the pan. I got both Piccolos, regular Piccolo and Orange Beast Piccolo. I got Gamma 1, Gamma 2, Gohan, Vegeta, Goku, and then Beast Gohan. So yeah, I think I got everybody but Broly in that.
That's impressive.
I just didn't need another Broly.
Especially though that's because he didn't have the armor.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah. On that note, let us know in the comments below what your top 10 figures of 2023 were. I'm very curious to see how different people's lists are compared
Yeah.
to ours and what rules
And
they
I
use.
mean, what do you guys like? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Where do you stand on the argument?
Am I out of line?
Does it matter if you own the figure or if you've at least
Court is
seen
on
it
the line.
or if you just have a hard on for pictures of it? Let us know in the comments below. And where's your stance on 4-packs? Are you more Nate in January of 2023 or are you an old fuddy-duddy like Nate in December of 2023?
No, I didn't have 4-packs on my
No,
list.
but you had a play
No, it
set.
was-
That's
he had a
that,
play set.
which you got on him for having a fucking vehicle.
Technically, I said the bib for tuna out of that set was going to be, so because at least a figure came with it,
Sure.
and I own it.
Sure.
Let us know where you stand. I'm very curious to see who's on our side and who's on Nate's side. Well, I like that smoke effect.
History will be on the right
I've
side.
already started watching multiple listings of those blast effects. But on that note, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Helps us out and gets you a bunch of toy-related content in your feed. We've got some reviews. We've got how to pose videos. We've got the weekly live stream Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got the podcast, which is weekly, as well as the toy hunts. You can also check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. If you're already a fan of the channel and like to help support us, you can head over to patreon.com/Modern Toy Fair. We have several tiers of different rewards to choose from, including getting the episodes of the podcast and toy hunts early. You can get episode input. You can get physical prints of the photos I take, and so much more. We have free trials for multiple tiers that you can try it out for 7 days before you commit to anything. So link in the description below for that. You can check Jarmar out over on TikTok at Jarmar_games. And Nate, what do you got for us this week?
I have got a bunch of flame effects for these G.I. Joe figures that I like to show them shooting.
I'm so jealous.
Can't wait for that.
All right, well, hopefully
Weird
we
gun.
see you next year. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
Bye. To do it now.
All right. A huge thank you to our Patreon members. Is that what it is? Are they members or are they followers? Sukma Tank, Jason Miller, Havin Hernandez, Aaron Samples, the 45th Lyric, Christopher, and last but not least, Boogeyman 13.